Rory Gallagher, looking forward to this Ulster final. I suppose, first of all, what's preparation has been like over the last 7 days for you, and getting through those two very tough games against Monaghan and now having to refocus for a final?
Yeah, listen, it hasn't been hard to refocus the boys. As you said, there were two massive games against Monaghan, and we're just over the moon to have got through them. But very quickly on the Sunday after the Monaghan game, to come back down to earth, which is, it's nice coming back down to earth after a big win, so it is, and the prospect of facing into Tyrone in an Ulster final is something to relish.
Playing wise, how's the player sitting at the moment? Obviously Neil's not going to feature any part in the final. What's the rest of the squad like on the injury front, or knocks or bangs? Yeah,
the rest of the squad are really good and fit and healthy, Oisin. It's a completely contrasting position to last year. We were in with 4 or 5 lads carrying knocks and maybe not training anywhere near the same level that we would like, but since the first Monaghan game we've had a fully fit squad, with the exception of Neil Gallagher, and add in the added bonus of having Neil McGee back. We couldn't be in a better place.
It's a good situation to be, because when you come through two epic games like that, injuries can build up very, very easy, so they can.
Yeah, they can for sure, but we've just been lucky. So we have, and we've players coming back, over the last number of weeks, and they've got through the games and they've no niggles or anything like that. And when you have 29, 30, 31 lads out training on a Tuesday and Thursday night, is a great sight.
The semi-final's done. Now you've got a new target in Tyrone. We're going to expect, I suppose, much of the same in another big epic, really, really tough Ulster derby match in the final, do you think, Rory?
Yeah, it's going to be a titanic tussle, Oisin. I think you have two teams in good form, two teams that play very similar styles of football. There's a huge tactical element to it. There has been over the last number of years playing them. There's never been much between us, and both teams coming in good form, and it should be an occasion to be savoured.
Yeah. You've been, of course, with Donegal when they won the Ulster title in 2011 and then in 2012. Unfortunately, you were at the wrong end of the result last year, Rory, and given that situation, has it added more to the drive to try and get another provincial medal?
There's no doubt, Oisin. I would never shy away. The boys, at the hurt we felt last year against Monaghan, it was devastating. It's a unbelievably difficult place to be in the dressing room after losing an Ulster final, to get on the bus, to go back and to face into the first or second training session after it, and maybe in some ways we didn't even fully recover from it for the season. I definitely feel you've seen it with Monaghan going out against Longford, a team that would have been expected to beat. Emotionally, losing an Ulster can be very difficult.
Do you think Donegal's in a better position now this time round, going into the Ulster final? And I suppose the other side of that is, are Tyrone stronger than where you met them last year?
I think Tyrone are stronger, yeah. I think they played very well against us last year in the championship. People maybe were making it out that they didn't. I thought they played really well for long periods against us. We just pipped them. But as for ourselves, I'd be very confident we're in a stronger position. I think we have a bit more energy about us. I think we have a lot of players playing better, and I think our overall form's just been much superior.
And I suppose the main part of that is the injection of the youth and the energy that they're bringing into the squad. And they've really stepped it up this year, so they have, Rory.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of young players there. We've Marty O'Reilly, we've Mark Anthony in goals. We have, Owen McHugh. They've been starting a lot of the games. Add in Rory Cabinet back. He's got an awful lot of energy. You have young Ryan McHugh, or McNeilis, Patrick McBurdy, all that wee bit older as well. Added in, Frank's back in great form. Carl's back in good form, and we've a healthier squad. I think we've more options on the bench. We've a fully fit Anthony Thompson back living in the country, and there's a lot of pluses there.
Is the older players getting the buzz off working with the younger guys, are they?
They are, yeah. Listen, I think that they see the pace that's in the team now, and the modern day 19, 20, 21 year old is an awful lot quicker and faster than they were 7, 8, 10 years ago, so it is. But look, from my point of view, it's great to see the squad bedding in together. We'll be away in overnights, and you see the different card schools and the fun they have, and there's great friendships developing between young and old.
Yeah. A provincial medal is hugely important to this group of players, isn't it, Roy?
It's absolutely massive, Oisin. At the start of the year, you pencil in your pathway to the Ulster final. You want to be there. We've been very privileged to be in the final in the last 6 years. We'd never ever take it for granted. We pay huge respect to every opponent we play in Ulster, and we do our homework on them, and we generally try to produce a really high level of performance, all with the one goal to having an Ulster Championship and moving on into Croke Park as Ulster champions.
You were part of the management team a couple of years ago. Is there more pressure on you now? Has been the man out in front, has been the manager of Donegal going into this final, do you think, Rory?
I don't feel 1% more pressure than I felt in 2011. You're part of a group, you have your job to do, you have to try to coach and progress the team. It's the same in 2011, 12, 13. There's maybe more media dealings and more dealings with other backroom members, but I'm just one part of a big group who just want to see Donegal successful, who want to give absolutely everything for Donegal, and I want to make the county and supporters proud on Sunday.
This achievement of getting the 6 Ulster finals in a row is a big one. It's phenomenal stuff because, yes, Down done it in the 60s, but when you take into consideration the modern Gaelic football match and the training that goes in and the work rate that goes in and how physical the games are, to do that for 6 years in a row is a huge achievement, Rory.
It's absolutely massive. You had Michael Murphy had been playing. Came in. In the qualifiers 2007, he'd lost in the first round 2008, 9 and 10. To have now we have only lost 2 games in 6 years, both finals. It's a tremendous achievement to be in 6 finals in a row is testament to the lads and to their families and the support network they have to be able to give the commitment. And we're just really looking forward to Sunday because it would be even nicer to have won 4 out of those 6.
Yeah. What's the extra motivation there, to keep that going for such a long period of time?
We just love proving how successful we can be. We love proving that we're better than other teams. At the minute we have to face Tyrone, and that's going to be a huge challenge, but it's something that we really want to step up to the plate to, and that's what we want to get to Croke Park. That's the next step of the journey after Ulster, and we want to go in to get to Croke Park as Ulster champions. You've
seen Tyrone in the 2 semi-final games against Cavan, and obviously goals was the fruit to their victory and the second game. Is that something that you're going to have to be very careful and very wary of, Rory?
For sure. Listen, they've got a great scoring threat and particularly a great goal threat from, it's not just one player. They've 8 or 9 or 10 players that can really cause you bother, but we've a very solid defensive game plan. We feel we'd be disappointed that it lapsed at times, in both Monaghan games, from a point of view of giving away a scoreable freeze the first day and the 2 goals the second day. We look to learn from that and improving it and make sure we don't make the same mistakes again.
You could have put Monaghan away a lot sooner in both games in the semi-final. Is that a concern for you that you just didn't do that?
Listen, I think the first day we should have won by 3 or 4 points. We missed a couple of, an awful lot of chances, to be honest, in the period after half time, but we dug it out well and we got ourselves in command of position. The second day, having played so well, having kicked 10 points against a team with the kind of defensive strategy that Monaghan had was a great achievement, but then to be only 2 points up, having conceded 2 goals, wasn't good and something we'd be disappointed with. But I think it was a great test for us to, having played so well and only been 2 points up, to dig it out in the second half and see the job through.
Tyrone were the dominant force in Ulster for quite a few years. They went through the period with Armagh, and then Donegal started to take a stranglehold of the province. You've beat them in the last 4 championship matches, so they'll be thinking, and they'll be coming into this game that they owe Donegal one. Is there much been learned of the last 4 occasions that you played in the championship from both sides, and whoever's going to win this game on Sunday, is they're going to have to pull something out of the bag that they haven't seen before?
I think you can definitely learn, but at the same time it is in the past. We can't change the past, either ourselves or Tyrone. Us having won the games, I don't think it'll make any one bit of difference. I think Tyrone, yes, are going to have huge motivation and huge hunger, but at the same time it all counts for nothing. It's up on Sunday to see which group of players can produce their best performance. As for something new, I can't see either team bringing anything that the opposition won't be ready for. We both know each other well. I'd imagine Tyrone had one eye on us all year. We've had one eye on them all year, and we should know each other fairly well.
They're seen as the favourites for Ulster, but a lot of Donegal supporters are looking at it in a way that they haven't played a big team this year yet because they were in Division 2 of the league. Do you read much into that at all, Rory?
I don't read much into favourites. Clearly Tyrone are coming in, in a rich vein of form. They won all their, they were unbeaten in Division 2. They've won their previous game, scoring 5-18. I can understand why people see them as favourites, but I'd imagine if you look back in those games, over the last 5 years, Tyrone probably were favourites for 2 or 3 of those 4 games. It matters nothing. It matters who can deliver on Sunday.
Yeah, and there's a big hunger in this Donegal side to win on Sunday, isn't there?
It's savage, Oisin. The hurt we felt last year is huge, and there's no doubt it's coming to the very end for some of our lads, some of our panellists, some of our first teamers. They haven't many more years left. It could be the last day in an Ulster Championship game for a lot of them, and they want to be Ulster champions. Just
finally, Rory, what's it going to take then if you're going to lift the Anglo-Celt Cup again for the 4th time in 6 years, and it's going to come back to Donegal once again? What's it going to take here?
That's going to take a huge performance from our boys. It's going to take a huge hunger, a huge effort, and to be able to use their heads. But they're all qualities that I think we have.
Yeah. Just one other question: if you're going to go to the All Ireland series, would you be more comfortable going in to the last 8 with a bit of a gap of around 3 weeks as Ulster champions?
Well, that'd be an added prize. It's not something we're looking at the minute, but there's no doubt if we could get over in 3 weeks, it'd be a great position to be in.
Rory, thanks for talking. I wish you all the best on Sunday.
Thanks, Oisin.